テレ東BIZ。
ロシアによるウクライナ侵攻では SNS で戦場の今が瞬時に世界に発信され、サイバー攻撃も活発に行われています。こうしたことから今起きているのは人類史上初のデジタル戦争とも言われています。ウクライナ側のデジタル戦略を指揮するのは2年半前に創設されたデジタル庁。そのトップは副首相で起業家でもある31歳のフェドロフ大臣。そして副大臣に就くのが同じく起業家出身で40歳のボルニャコフ氏です。今回テレビ東京はボルニャコフ副大臣の単独インタビューに成功。デジタル戦争の最前線で一体何が行われているのか聞きました。
Could you tell me how is your current situation in Ukraine and yourself? Are you in the safe place?
Yeah. When it all started, I was in Kiev, but then they started bombing Kiev, and there was an explosion. We had to go to shelter. So after 2 days, we decided to evacuate to a safer place because it's impossible to work. I mean, you have to be in a basement or shelter where there's no connection. So, like generally, connection was available, like electricity, heat, everything was fine. But you have to go to the basement because sirens go all over the city. Right now, we a little bit far from war zone, so we able to work, and we're in a safer place.
So, as a deputy minister of digital transformation of Ukraine, I heard you have been for developing a legal framework for crypto companies for these 2 years.
Yeah.
And did you even imagine that you were doing this? Are you ready for it?
No, this all caught us in accident. Until the last day, we didn't believe Russia can do what they did, like evaded Ukraine with their whole army. So we thought that there might be some accidents on the east of Ukraine, so they can do something harmful, but we didn't think that it's going to be like full invasion of full forces. And we were trying to live regular life, doing like everyday job. And I was working on legal framework for crypto, for IT companies, for boosting startup ecosystem, for venture capital. This was my focus. I was working in this field. And we're helping startups, helping IT companies, helping like international companies to get into Ukraine, like even Japan companies like Rakuten. There are a number of others that wanted to do business in Ukraine that we were helping, finding talents and with all the legislation that requires. So there was just regular life, and then, but I woke up in the morning at 6 o'clock from explosions. So, and this is how the war started.
You didn't get any day off since then?
There are no more days off in Ukraine, so we live in a long week. We started, it started 24th of February, and we just counting days. So I didn't have any weekends. So we work like every day because there's so much to do, so many urgent tasks, and we have to adjust to new reality. And and some people are working remotely. Some people just they not able to leave the place where they are because some few people stuck in war zone. So and for in some cities you can't leave because it's like a death sentence. If you try to escape a city, it's high probability that you're going to be hit by a bomb or rocket or just shoot from some weapon. But most of the team is fine, and most of my relatives are good. So yeah, we didn't expect this going to happen.
What was the thing that you did the first at the first time since the war started?
To a safer place. I'm talking about servers, about like a physical equipment that support digital services, government services for Ukrainians, because everything was in Kiev, and Kiev was, I already told you that it was heavily attacked during the first day of war. So we had to make sure that everything, we're not going to lose data, we're not going to lose servers, and we need to move this away. Right now, some of them moved to cloud, some of them moved physically, so we restoring the digital infrastructure. Also, during the first day, we decided to create an IT army, which is basically like digital experts who are fighting with propaganda, who are doing digital diplomacy, who are disrupting digital infrastructure of the enemy of Russia. So this is another thing. Also, we started to fundraising to help our army, and at this point, we continue to providing services for our citizens. Like they need help with their communication, they need help with their documents, paperwork, like with everything that they get used to while it was like peaceful time. So
the internet connection is something you really wanted to keep it safe?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, we think this is very important to keep people connected, and in times like that, they want to hear their friends, their family. Are they safe? And also people to avoid any kind of panic, or we need to inform our people that everything is fine, everything is like under control, and if something go wrong, where you can call or where you can write in order to get help. So in most regions, internet is working fine. There's cell phone coverage, and we trying to keep communication stable, and so far we're doing good.
And like you mentioned, about the IT army of Ukraine, how many people joined the IT army of Ukraine?
Well, in Ukraine, we have quite developed IT industry with a lot of cybersecurity companies and with a lot of talented engineers and creators. So we have formed an IT army which consists of more than 300,000 specialists. So those people responded to a call to help homeland to defend Ukraine.
Every talent, every engineer can join the IT army, even they are not Ukrainian?
Yeah, it's very simple. It's basically like group in a Telegram where you can join, and then there are tasks being posted, what you have to do, what we need you to do, and they get this task and they execute it.
こちらウクライナの IT 軍の SNS サイトです。このように毎日いろいろな指示が書き込まれています。このグループにはおよそ30万人が参加しているのがわかります。
ウクライナの IT 軍はロシアの政府機関や企業、メディアのホームページなどに日々サイバー攻撃を仕掛けているといいます。
To reach regular Russians to tell them the truth, because they're like in bubble. They've been telling the propaganda to their citizens, so we're trying to break through and tell them what's really happening. So it was possible to actually reach to them, to millions of Russians, and tell them that this is really war. There people are dying here in Ukraine, and you have to stop this. You have to tell your president that this is not good. This is unacceptable. So we think that there's a lot of success for IT Army, and still it's working fine.
But like you said, because IT Army is open organization, so maybe Russian spy can be in there. Is there any way to check if he or she is Russian spy or something?
Well, the architecture, the design of the system is very simple. So it's Telegram group, and it's available to everyone. Even if there is a Russian spy, all he can see is what we target, what target we want to, what specifically we want to do. But he can't reach, and he can't understand how the decision-making process works. So they can react because they know what we're gonna do, but they can't know who is those people, what target could be next. So this is impossible by design of the system.
Okay, about the social media, I want to ask you about the social media. In this Russian invasion and in this war, is social media the power of social media is, how do you evaluate the power of the social media in this war?
Well, the role of social media is very important. First of all, it gives us opportunity to communicate to our people, to make them more like safer and I don't know, feel them confident it's going to win this war, and they know about everything that we are doing. So without social networks, it's going to be really hard. Also, we are able through social networks to reach our message to the world, which is also very important. It's like really something that we do right now. We reach out to companies all over the world to stop doing business with Russia. And without social networks, it's going to be impossible it won't be possible to do that. So we really appreciate the Google, Facebook, Meta, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. They're all like helping us, standing with us, and it is inspiring.
Could you tell me why you use social media? Because you know the people in the IT tech companies, so you can maybe make a call or you can email them. Why do you use social media that everybody can see?
Because it brings us most impact, because it's impactful. And if you reach out on the official channel, they can kind of like say they didn't see it. But when you reach them on the social media, like millions of people immediately see, and they help us to pay attention of those companies. They just force them to respond. And so publicity is very important in this war, because business sometimes they do their own stuff and they don't want to react, but social media force them to react.
I saw a Twitter from your vice prime minister that chatting with the Elon Musk, SpaceX, and you guys got a Starlink from the SpaceX.
Yeah,
is it under operation right now?
Yeah, it's already like more than 1,000 of Starlink delivered to Ukraine, and they've been distributed in army, in critical civil infrastructure. So because Russians trying to jam or disrupt communication, so Starlinks are helping with because they're just connected to satellite and you don't need physical connection. So yeah, thousands of Starlinks is already in Ukraine.
Whose idea was it to get a Starlink from SpaceX?
It was Fedorov, Vice Prime Minister. So he wrote to him, and as you know, he responded and enabled Ukraine service.
So how many companies so far did you ask for help?
More than 300 companies, and most of them canceled their business in Russia.
About the cyber attack, We saw a lot of cyber attack from Ukraine to Russia, and their like government website was shut down or something like that. But I don't see not so many cyber attacks from Russia to Ukraine. Could you tell me what is happening from cyber attack?
I'm not an expert in cyber defense or attack, but I know that they instantly attack in our infrastructure. But the thing is that war haven't started 2 weeks ago. It started 8 years ago. And for 8 years, they were attacking us, and we were fighting. We were defending and fighting with their attacks. So we became very experienced and kind of immune to their attacks because our infrastructure was under heavy attack every time. So we prepared ourselves, but they still try, but with not much of success.
Okay, so because you have a lot of experience at how to defend their cyber attack.
Yeah.
About the fundraising, and you use cryptocurrency, you're a professional about the cryptocurrency. Why do you use cryptocurrency as a way of fundraising?
Because we believe that, not believe, but we faced with their limitation during the first day of war. We faced with limitation of national bank on fiat currencies. They severely limited ability to send wires to get money abroad. So we decided to start crypto fund to have the ability to quickly send payments outside Ukraine and be able to pay quickly for expenses, because you need to just do things very quickly in times like that.
How much did you finance so far?
So we gathered almost $60 million so far, and we're spending them to help our army to defend. So we're buying bulletproof vests, food rations. We buy night vision goggles, helmets, different optics, medical supplies. So those are like major examples of what we buy.
Okay, is it above your expectation, or?
Yeah, it's really above our expectations. Yeah, we didn't expect this.
Okay, and could you tell me about the plan about fundraising by NFT?
We started to put efforts in connecting the crypto NFT community to bring in more support for Ukraine. For instance, the Ukrainian NFT community is building Meta History, Museum of War, and we call this Museum of War Never Forget This. Their mission is to save the chronology and raise global awareness and collect funds.
When do you planning to start?
We plan to start in a couple of weeks, maybe 1-2 weeks from now. But there are other NFT projects doing by individuals, private organizations. So it's not just only NFT project that is running. There are going to be some more.
So a lot of people said before the war started, the budget of Russian army is way bigger than Ukraine budget, and Russia can invade Ukraine in few days. But as a result, you are doing really very fine. Do you think that the story about you told me, like a digital or digital attack or digital army or IT army or NFT fundraising by cryptocurrency, those kind of something new technology that you are trying to use in this war plays a lot of role in this war?
Well, I think it's playing a significant role. So as we see now, we can disrupt their digital infrastructure so that it's going to harm their and slow them. And also digital diplomacy show that their economy is being suffering, and they will get less money to fund the war, or any war. And also it's important because we're getting money in crypto. We help our army, and we have ability to find allies outside Ukraine. So that's really important. So it's really helping.
So you and your government believe that you can win the Russia in this war?
Our polls shows that 92% and 93% of Ukrainians are confident we're going to win this war.
Do you have any message to Japanese people?
Yeah, definitely. So I think that in 21st century, there is no place for the countries that don't respect international law, then don't respect sovereignty of their neighbors. And we ask all the Japanese people and companies and government to condemn Russia for their actions, or this could show very bad precedent, and so other dictators or other leaders of other countries can repeat this, and this is not good. We have to show that we stay united and show example to Russia that you can't do this. This is unacceptable.
All right, thank you so much, and I really want to meet you again and even in person in the future.
With pleasure. So once this finishes, we're going to rebuild country and we'll welcome everyone. Thank you. Take care. Bye.